All right, Coach, heading in the wrap up another week. How are things going just in general?
Yeah, I think it's been a little bit up and down for both sides, which I think is the sign of a good team. I think there was a couple days ago I thought the defense has dominated the whole day, so it's really interesting, as a coach to see how we would respond and come back from that. And next day, offense came out and was firing on all cylinders. So I think a little bit iron sharpened iron, especially with our older guys right now. I think we're taking turns, taking punches at one another. Continuing to teach these guys how to practice smart is a big emphasis for us right now. I think, right now, our first level of guys, I think, is pretty damn competitive, even going to this new conference. And I think, it's our job as coaches too, but we're trying to develop, backups that we feel confident in right now. That's why tomorrow's going to be huge for us. I don't think you'll see just a ton of the guys that are proving themselves to be players and have played a lot of snaps around here. We need to find out, who, when the bullets are flying, can step up and make some plays.
Yeah, and I guess that's the interesting part about it tomorrow. What are you wanting to see out of this scrimmage?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, we need a quarterback to start separating from the pack right now. And so, which I've been pleasantly surprised with those guys, and I think, Stone's had a really good camp and has really, improved his accuracy and has been able to come out and completion rate is extremely high right now, which we've been happy with. Decision making's been good. And then too, I think just a clean game and let these guys play football. So we'll be pretty base tomorrow, just so they're not doing a ton of thinking, and let guys be in the position to make plays. And you want to see, at this first scrimmage especially, we got 5 young DBs that are fighting for spots right now, and they've been phenomenal so far. It's probably the bright spot of camp so far, in my opinion, is those, Coach Capone and Coach Jennings did a phenomenal job of recruiting guys that can come in here and play right now. And so, but to see those guys get out there when the coaches aren't out there, the lights are on, communicate at a high level, and see if they can tackle.
Who are those 5 guys you think may contribute?
Yeah, all of them. I think the 2 North Shore kids are playing really good right now. I think EJ stands out right now as being a guy that's getting reps with the 1s and 2s. Javen's doing a great job for us. Brian Nelson has been steady the whole entire camp. He keeps popping up and making plays. Colin is a kid that's competing. He's never played really that much corner, so he grows each and every day. Has his boneheaded plays, but you see him come out. He's had 2 or 3 interceptions so far. So just to kind of see those guys mature and be able to step in there and all of a sudden, boom, they're in there with the 1s or 2s and they're making plays. So that's been a pleasant surprise for me.
What have been your thoughts on the running backs and their pass catching ability? It's like they're splitting out wide a little bit more. How have they responded to that?
Yeah, good. They're taking pride in it, and I think Coach Cobbs, knows that that's a part of the game that they really didn't utilize last year is them, catching the ball out in space. And so, it's something that it's a work in progress right now, but it's been fun to put those guys out there, run different route combinations. And at the end of the day, those guys are so explosive. We just want to get them the ball in space. And whether that's handing it to them or throwing it to them, they're proven to be really electric in the open field. So Io's one that kind of comes to mind that I didn't think his hands were very good during the spring, but it's worked on them. And it's been good. I think Oscar naturally has great ball skills. Akaika has really good ball skills. And so just as they continue to go, we'll continue to get them the ball.
How will the quarterback race shape up tomorrow in that scrimmage? He's getting snaps and all that.
Yeah, we're going to try to, the one thing that's a little bit tough in these scrimmages for quarterback play is, just understanding who the offensive line is in front of them at times. Mm-hmm. And that's where, I think our one offensive line is so much in front of our 2 offensive line right now. And so, we're going to get them all equal reps with that 1-0 line just so they have the ability to sit back there and see it and they're not, running for their life or getting sacked, as they're going through the read. So, yeah, all 3 of them, have had a good camp and have, done some really good things. So I'm excited to see all 3 of them kind of battle it out and see where they're at the end of the thing. And I've not put a timeline on this decision. Told Coach Brophy, it could be Sunday we name a starter. It could be a week from Sunday, and then it could be 2 weeks from Sunday. We just need to be able to see one separate.
Yeah, because you did put a timeline on it earlier. You said you wanted to have one by the end of spring, and then you said, hey, we're probably want to have one named by before a second
Yeah.
scrimmage? Have you kind of eliminated the idea of a timeline
The
at this
sooner's
point?
better for me. I mean, I shouldn't call it anxiety level, but just to know who it is, to start feeding those reps to them in practice, to really be able to get them comfortable with the 1-0 line, with the calls, with everything you're trying to install, I think is important. And so really, it's up to those three. I mean, if somebody comes out and it's clear after scrimmage one, then we'll name the starter on Sunday.
Wanted to ask you about tight ends. Just what have you seen out of that group, and who has kind of stood out in that area?
Yeah, I mean, and two, I don't even think they'd mind me saying this. I think it's a little bit of a misfit group, you know, as far as what they've done. I mean, I think you look at C. Lee was kind of a bigger receiver, and we've kind of converted him, but you know, he's night and day from where he was. He brought in this summer. He's gained the weight. He's been able to really hold up better in our running schemes, and I think naturally he has the best, you know, ball skills and route running ability just because he played receiver. X, in my opinion, is more of a fullback type, and is a guy that is really kind of a thumper. Doesn't have long levers, he knows that, but he'll fight each and every day. So love the progression of that. And then I think Josh is just a little bit behind, you know, just getting here and just schematically right now. And so that's something we got to focus on these next couple weeks is just too many busts from Josh right now for us to really trust him. And so yeah, and then you know, West Wilson's a kid we brought in as a walk-on, and you know, he scored a 80-yard touchdown the other day in our young guys scrimmage, and so another kid that we're excited about. But yeah, obviously, you know, we'll continue to build that room, but Coach Gilbert's doing a phenomenal job of kind of getting those guys ready to go.
Excited about having John Davis back this year, and how does he look?
John Davis. So we were laughing the other day. John was he was on scout team when I was at Texas Tech. Shoot, it seems like 6 years ago when I was the offensive coordinator. And Coach Davis was actually his scout team coach. And so we were laughing about some old stories the other day. But just, I mean, his body type is he's long, he's fast, he's competitive. It's been fun to watch him kind of bring some juice to practice. I think he's getting his confidence back and has a little swagger. And the best corners I've ever been around, you know, just kind of have that swagger. And so we got to find, you know, Ridge is a staple for us right now. We know Ridge is going to be a player. And so to have him and Zoe competing on the other side is another battle that we'll watch here kind of these next couple scrimmages.